Oh, you've got the video on.
Yeah, it's fine. No, there we go. So this morning, we're going to do a quick round of introductions for Aggie Achieve people that are with us and welcome you. I'm Heather Doulis. I'm the current program director of Aggie Achieve, and I started this position in January of this year, and I've been working with our program, doing a redesign of the program and the admissions. And so this is going to be the second time we've done the presentation with our new admissions requirements and our new procedures with that. And I would like to introduce our program manager.
Howdy, my name is Jamie and I am the program manager of Aggie Achieve. And so I oversee person-centered planning process, Aggie Achievemates, and help with the day-to-day activities of the program.
And our job developer.
Howdy, my name is Kelsey Gibson. I'm the job developer for Aggie Achieve. I work with the students to help connect them with meaningful employment, and I joined the team in October of 2021.
And we do have a few of our students on here this morning who have volunteered their time from home. So our rising senior, Matthew, would you say hello?
Hello.
And we have rising junior. We have two Matthews on this morning.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm a class of 2024 AAA.
And we have a rising sophomore with us this morning. Seth, could you say hey?
Hi, my name is Seth. I'm a future sophomore at Texas A&M.
All right. Are there any other of our current Aggie Achieve students on that I missed that snuck in here this morning? I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're going to go ahead and get started and tell you a little bit about Aggie Achieve, our eligibility criteria, the admissions timeline, future goals of Aggie Achieve. And we're going to introduce you to our student organization called Achievemates today, and then open it up for questions at the end. If you have questions during, I believe Jamie was able to answer you in our chat, you can pop the questions in the chat. And if it's appropriate at the time, we'll be answering those there or covering them at the end. So if you think of something along the way, you can absolutely pop it in the chat. And then we will give you time to talk later. Okay. So I see already, we're going to cover that question in the presentation. There's a few pictures for you to enjoy of some of our current students. This past year, we had 16 students enrolled in Aggie Achieve in our freshman, sophomore, and junior classes. Next year will be our first full year with a full set of cohorts, freshmen through seniors. We are anticipating 22 students being here with us in the fall, but you can see on our screen just a few moments of joy from our year, whether our students are interacting with their Achievemates in the top left corner on their way to the big event, whether they are doing some cooking classes. That is the photo in the top right is a picture in one of our Aggie Achieve apartments at White Creek. Down in the bottom corner, you can see that one of our young men who's with us today, Matthew, our junior, is as standing at pullout day in the t-shirt he chose to wear today. Our students take part in all Aggie events across campus, and pullout day is a big deal for our sophomores that are rising to be juniors. And you can also see one of our sweet sophomores ready to be junior in the top middle, Callie, at her work site in the Memorial Student Center. So our students are all over campus doing lots of great things, enjoying being Aggies. Let's see. We have a few more pictures here for you to enjoy of our current class. We have speakers come in during the year. You can see that in the top left. We had a speaker come in from a boot camp to talk to us about nutrition and goal setting. Our students get sports passes, and we have a picture of a of a group at a baseball game. We have potlucks once a month on Fridays and enjoy sharing food and camaraderie. And sometimes we go out in the community, and you can see a staple of College Station, the Dixie Chicken, that some of our students chose to visit over Easter break. Let's see. So we would like to introduce you to our mission and vision. Aggie Achieve was really designed with 2 points in mind. The first very important piece of our mission is to provide an inclusive and immersive college education. And inclusive doesn't mean just simply sharing a classroom space with other Aggies. This means that our students are included in classrooms, doing real work, doing real college classes, also being part of the campus community. Aggieland is a really special place. It is a good chance for our students to be fully integrated in clubs, in using the facilities that are available on campus. We want our students involved in lots of activities. We want them to have that full college experience, living in the dorms, and going and being in student groups, going to the football and basketball games, going to plays, art shows, things that are on campus. But the other piece of this mission, not only do we want the students to have a great college experience here at Texas A&M, it's really important that our students also become equipped for employment in the community after they graduate. So our program is really designed for young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities to have the college experience. And then after they leave us, to go home or go back to their home communities or any community that they want to live in as adults, be ready to be employed, be ready to live on their own and have wonderful, fulfilled, independent lives. So those are our 2 big goals. Students can be enrolled in Aggie Achieve for up to 4 years as long as they continue to meet eligibility requirements. So the first 2 years of our program are really designed to introduce students to college life and academics. Getting used to a college schedule is really different than being used to a high school schedule. In high school, there's a bell system and you kind of are handed a schedule and you go from place to place, and it all takes part between 7:30 and 3:30 or 8 and 4 during a high school setting. In college, there are activities all the time. Sometimes some of the students have classes at 8 a.m. Some students have classes that go from 4 to 6 p.m. Their schedules are designed based on their choices of academic and physical education courses and seminars we offer that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But the first 2 years really are designed to introduce our students to what it means to be in college, to have that independent living experience, sometimes for the first time, to manage organizations, manage commitments with friends, get used to living in an apartment where someone isn't cooking your meals for you at every moment or doing your chores or your laundry. You have to do all of those things. And for many of our students, that's new. And the last 2 years of the program focus heavily on independent living and career development. And this includes the opportunity for off-campus paid internships in a student's field of interest. So all of our students start out their first year from second semester of your first year, you get to have an internship on campus. And that's usually a smaller internship. Those things grow. Our job developer will talk about that in detail later, but by the last 2 years, more time is spent in that internship opportunity and less time in the classroom. Students who complete all 4 years of our program will receive a certificate of interdisciplinary studies from Texas A&M University. This comes from our College of Education and Human Development. Each year, students will be reviewed annually for continuation in the program. This is really similar to the process for degree seeking Aggies in that you need to pass your classes. You need to do what you're asked at Texas A&M. It's the same for our program. Our students need to be making progress in their coursework. This looks a little bit different than a degree seeking Aggie because we have both Texas A&M components and we have Aggie Achieve program components, but our students need to be making progress. Each year, students will receive a micro credential for successful completion of that year. And so at the end of their 4 years, they could have 3 micro credentials and a completed certificate of interdisciplinary studies. Those micro credentials are part of our current program redesign, and they are in process right now. So we're still working on those with a faculty committee that we will be talking about. But those things, they look like having satisfactory performance in their academic life, building independent living skills to be ready to live on their own in apartments in the community and the greater community after our students leave Texas A&M, employment and social skills. We are a program that is funded, but we have a TIPSID grant. It's transition and post-secondary programs for students with intellectual disabilities. We are in the 3rd cohort or group of programs across the United States that have received this designation from the Department of Education. So really, our 4 goals with that are to expand our opportunities for our students to have this inclusive living, employment, and social opportunities on campus. We want our students to be embedded as completely into Texas A&M life as possible. Another arm of this mission is to equip our students for outcomes in the future after they leave Texas A&M. We do not want our students to go back to living at home and doing whatever they were doing as high school students. We want to equip our students to have meaningful lives in the community, doing a job they love, living someplace they want to live, and being able to be active and have fun with peers and be involved in those activities in the community that they want to live and work and grow their own families in one day. Some other pieces of our TIPSID grant are to elevate our model of inclusion on campus, to teach the 60,000 other students on campus about our program and become more integrated into the program, to be an example for other Texas A&M University system campuses who may want to start a program like ours. And then to also engage representatives from other institutions across the state to form a statewide alliance focused on inclusive higher education. Currently, there are 3 institutions involved in that alliance right now, and we are working to grow that across the state. So those are some longer range goals of Aggie Achieve that reach outside our Texas A&M community. We are fortunate to be considered a comprehensive transition program. This is a designation by the U.S. Department of Education, and this is an important designation because only 1/3 of the programs across the United States have this CTP seal of approval or stamp, if you will. We are the first in Texas to have achieved this designation. And what this means practically for our students is that they can apply for federal financial aid. Just like any other degree seeking student, our Aggie Achieve students can fill out the FAFSA form and should fill out the FAFSA form, which will allow the financial aid department to determine whether they qualify for a federal Pell Grant, for work study funds, or for other education opportunity grants through our federal government. So this is a really important piece because, as many of you know, college educations do not come for free or even cheaply. There's a price tag with them. So being able to receive federal financial aid is a real help for many of our students. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment and let our program manager, who does this part of her day, talk for me.
Howdy again. So I'm in charge of person-centered planning, and what person-centered planning is it's a way to make the student the driver of the bus, essentially. So in high school, you have an art meeting or a art committee. A lot of times it's not the student making decisions for themselves, but rather someone else. And so our goal with person-centered planning is that it's directly tied to what the student desires and what the student advocates for. So beginning from the time that a student is accepted into the program, they have an individually designed program of study. And we do this through a collaborative process called person-centered planning. And so this is a process where each student and their family members will meet with our staff and design their individualized goals of what they want to accomplish each year of the program. And Aggie Achieve, we provide a variety of options for coursework and internships and different organizations and extracurricular activities that align with each student's academic interests and employment goals. And so through the person-centered planning process, we really get to know what is the student interested in, what are their short-term and long-term goals, and from there, we help them find meaningful coursework. And so Aggie Achieve students enroll in one academic course at Texas A&M each semester, and we use a modified syllabus. So they go to class like every other degree-seeking student. They're fully enrolled in the university in one class. They cannot take more than one class. They can only take one academic class through the university. And they receive a modified syllabus where we work with instructors to develop an independent learning agreement. And they take these classes for 0 credit and pass fail. However, they're still held to an expectation of attending class and completing all assignments. Students receive support from their peer mentors, and they participate in shared activities to demonstrate content mastery. So they're not going to be doing necessarily the same exact assignments of degree-seeking students, but they're still responsible for knowing that content. And we work with each student on an individual basis to develop which way they're going to demonstrate that content in a way that is appropriate for their level and for them. And we work closely with the Office of Disability Resources to define these accommodations and modifications. So here are some examples of academic classes that our students have taken in the past. We have a course catalog. So right now our students are able to take any class that's in the Aggie Achieve course catalog. We are working very diligently to add more courses to this every year. But the university, it takes a little bit of a time to get new courses added to this catalog. And so they're not able to get on and just choose any class they want to be in. But we do have a pretty awesome course catalog that has a variety of different opportunities for our students to participate in. And so here are some examples, and you'll hear from some of our current students shortly about some of their favorite classes and what all they've been learning. All of our freshmen are also required to take a Hullabaloo U first year experience course. This is something that every single undergraduate student, freshman student at Texas A&M is required to take. So it is not just our Aggie Achieve students that have this expectation. It is every single Aggie. The Hullabaloo U class is for them to learn about how to navigate college, how to be a first year college student, how to have healthy relationships, figure out about how to live a healthy life and focus on wellness, study skills, time management, and campus resources. In addition to their Aggie Achieve, their Texas A&M course, they will also have Aggie Achieve seminars and directed studies. And so students participate in these, and these are taught by our staff at Aggie Achieve and assisted by students in the special education department. And we focus on a variety of topics, including wellness, social skills, sexuality, independent living, career awareness, discovery and exploration, job shadowing, financial literacy, and self-advocacy. So in addition to their Texas A&M class, they also have to take a PAP class. And so all of our students are enrolled in one Texas A&M class and one physical education activity program. Our students have access to the full course catalog for PAP, and so they're able to go on the PAP website, choose their top 3 choices that they want to take each semester, and then our staff works closely with the PAP department to get them into one of their top choices. And so these physical education classes, you know, are like your PE classes that you would take in school. They're basketball, dance, tone and flex, running, paintball, golf. There's such a good variety of these courses that our students are able to be immersed in. Our students also have access to every single student organization on campus, which is pretty incredible because other programs are still fighting to make this happen. And so I think it's super cool how Texas A&M has really included our students in this part of campus life. And so our students have the access to over 1,000 different student organizations. So whatever your hobbies are, whatever you're interested in, there's probably an organization for it. Here are some of our examples of what our current students are doing. Matthew Phillips is really into Read Rowdies. I'm sure he's going to talk about that whenever it's his turn to speak. Aggie Emeralds is a women's service organization. So is WHOOP. Student Special Olympics. Matthew Carsel is in Aggie Cinema, where they focus on film. And so we'll let him speak about that here in a little bit. Sports for Kids, as you can see in this picture, Rayshawn and Matthew Phillips were involved in that. And they help plan different organizations for kids in the community. And then we have a student who's in Arctic Cedra, Aggie Guide Dogs and Service Dogs, content creators, Swamped, and TANU Cupcakes. This is just a small list of the 1,000 different organizations students can get involved in. Each of our students has an individualized schedule for the week. And so depending on what their classes are, what their seminar times are, their schedule is going to look very different. So this is just a week at a glance, an example schedule that we may have. And you'll see that they take their academic class, their POP class, the different seminars, as well as they have study halls twice a week with our program staff. They will also schedule in times with their Achievemates, which we'll talk more about later. So they meet with they have different planning partners and different circle members that they meet with weekly. And they also have time built in their schedule to go to the grocery store. They do have some free time. As you can see, these empty blue slots, we do not provide 24/7 supervision. That is not what our program does. And so students, in order to get accepted into the program, have to demonstrate their ability to function appropriately during unstructured time.
Howdy again. So these are some photos from some of our current job sites. In the top left, we have the Texas A&M Hotel. And the top right, we have Texas A&M Athletics. Here in the middle, we have Transportation Services. On your far right, we have the Tolkien Foundation. And in the bottom, we have a local restaurant here in town. So we currently offer internships on and off campus in inclusive settings, as Ms. Doulis was explaining earlier. So this allows our students to get hands-on experience. And as previously mentioned in the slide before, just some of our current job sites. And we have also partnered with the local gym and a local theater in town. So students start their internships in the spring semester of freshman year, and those can range anywhere from 1 to 5 hours. And so your hours with work will continue to increase each year you're in the program. And our students are accompanied by a job coach as needed, and I will meet with the job coach and the student regularly to discuss what fading could potentially look like. And then the last 2 years of the program, students pursue employment off campus and work in a field aligned to what they have chosen to specialize in. And then in the final year, students work closely with me to identify inclusive employment in their chosen specialty locally or in their hometown.
Independent living is also a big component of what we are working on with students in Aggie Achieve here during their time at Texas A&M. As you saw in that schedule at a glance, and when Miss Jamie was speaking, there is a considerable considerable amount of free time within the students' schedules. We do not staff them 24/7 or watch them. So the students really do get that authentic college experience living in an apartment. Right here, you can see pictures of our on-campus apartments in the White Creek apartment building. They're pretty nice for student housing, I would have to say, and I'm sure our students can tell you that when it is time to talk. When it's their turn, they'll tell you what it feels like to live in White Creek, but they live among other undergraduate and graduate students who have chosen White Creek as their home. All Aggie Achieve students participate in independent living seminars weekly that focus on skills like cooking, cleaning, and self-care. We have found through the years that not only do our Aggie Achieve students sometimes come in and have struggles with cleaning and picking up after themselves and getting along and figuring out how to manage chores with roommates when there's not a mom or dad in the apartment with them, but that is something that degree-seeking Aggies struggle with as well. So the first 2 years when Aggie Achieve students live on campus in the White Creek apartments, for their freshman year, the students live with a residential mentor who is a peer, who is also another undergraduate student who knows what that kind of struggle is like the first time you're away from home and you're navigating living with 4 people you've never lived with before. And you have to set up a chore chart and decide who takes out the trash, who is going to, are we cooking a meal together? Are we going out tonight? Is everybody on their own? Navigating some of those pieces. And there's a peer right in the apartment to kind of help navigate with that and just be a good roommate. The second year of that experience, ideally in White Creek apartments, students are ready to fade off from having a residential mentor. We'll still have access to them, but not have a residential mentor right in their apartments. And then during the third year, starting this fall, our students will live off campus in an apartment or house of their choice in College Station. So they get to choose a roommate or 2 or none if somebody wants to live independently, and choose an apartment or house that suits their needs in College Station and live off campus. This really parallels what a lot of undergraduate degree seeking students do at Texas A&M, usually first year and sometimes second are on campus, and then they start moving off campus. This helps our students get better prepared to navigate life after graduation, and it gives them that third year and that fourth year to navigate life off campus before they're standing with certificate in hand, ready to move to their new lives in Houston or Dallas or San Antonio or wherever that may be. During the fourth year, students actually can remain in off-campus housing here in College Station, or if they're a senior and they know they really are going to be moving back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and they have worked with our job developer, Kelsey, to secure an internship in that area, the students could choose to live elsewhere and complete their internship requirements very far off campus. This is the first time this coming year that we are going to have students who are fourth year students. One of our very first seniors is on this call right now, and all of our students are opting to stay in College Station this year in off-campus housing in a pretty nice apartment complex, I think. So that first 2 years, that on-campus housing, they're pretty decent apartments, I think, in the White Creek apartment setting. They live in a unit with a residential mentor hired by us, and they can live with peers who have opted to live in the Aggie Achieve Living Learning community. They are typically 4-bedroom, 2-bath apartments for the first year. So each person has their own individual bedroom, but shares a bathroom. And second year, students may be living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment or the 4-bedroom, depending on roommate situation at that point. And then that off-campus housing, years 3 and 4, the Aggie Achieve students move off campus to a house or apartment they select with their families. There are so many apartments available that are near campus and have very convenient bus routes to campus. I believe all of our seniors have and juniors have actually chosen to live in the same apartment complex next year. So if you're curious and want to Google Park West, it is the closest set of apartments to living on campus that you can get. There's literally a grocery store in the parking lot that students can walk to. Very convenient, has a couple of pools and a nice gym setting, but you don't have to live in Park West. You can choose any place in College Station. At that point, when students are in off-campus housing, our staff will still provide weekly support for independent living as needed, but there will not be residential mentors in off-campus housing. Some pieces that are different between high school and college is FERPA and communication. So I know this, I had been a high school teacher for 21 years before I flipped over to the college side of life. And in the high school setting, until students reach the age of majority, the parents are kind of driving that bus, like Jamie talked about with the IEP process. Once our students get to college, they are in charge of their educational record and they own their educational records. So we start funneling our communication heavily through students. We encourage our students to talk with their parents. A lot of times parents and guardians are the parents are the ones who are maybe helping fund the education. And so if somebody's paying for your education, they might want to know that you're doing all right. So we do encourage our students to share their educational records with their parents, but that it's different in that in high school, you may have had like Skyward access or some type of JMC access to your students' grades. Now your student has to share their grades with you. You don't get your own parent portal to their grades. We are building our program staff. You've met today, program director, program manager, and job developer. We also have a faculty director and executive committee for Aggie Achieve. And those are faculty members who support us in program development, strategic planning, fundraising, and program evaluation. They're heavily involved with what is going on right now with redesign and changes of the program. And they're also the ones that really help us with funding and managing the grant that we have. We also currently have a postdoctoral research associate who oversees our internal evaluation of our program to make sure that we are implementing with fidelity and meeting the goals of the program, as well as conducting ethical research within our program and the interventions that we serve. We have graduate assistants who are PhD students in special education, educational psychology, counseling psychology, who support our students. This year we had them in employment, academics, and independent living. Next year, we will actually have 4 graduate assistants, and we are adding a graduate assistant who will help us with social skills and behavior. So it's pretty exciting that we're growing in staff. We will also have 3 residential mentors next year who live with our first year students in White Creek Apartments to assist with their independent living skills. And as Kelsey mentioned, we have job coaches to support our students on the job with their internships and employment. And as the program develops, we will continue to reassess staffing needs based on availability of funding. So we have 16 students that ended the year. We're anticipating 22 students next year, and that's why we're growing with a graduate assistant position. And as our program continues to grow, our staff may grow and change as well. I know there were some questions in the chat about program cost. People want to know how much the program costs. College is expensive. This is kind of what it looks like laid out. Our program support fees and tuition per semester. Our program is not included in the university catalog. So our tuition looks a little bit different. We have designated tuition of $891 at this point for that one course that Jamie, and the PAP course. The academic and PAP course that Jamie talked about, that's the tuition that the students pay toward the university. And then all students, degree seeking or non-degree seeking, pay a university advancement fee. The health center fee to allow students to use Butyl Health Center, and the pharmacy that's in there. Rec sports fee for our 2 rec centers that are on campus. Student center fee is for the MSc. So all of those are Texas A&M fees that go toward things. All Texas A&M students pay those. Our program fee is what supports our staff in the program seminars, the residential mentors, the job coaches, all of the pieces that are unique to Aggie Achieve. And so the cost per semester totals about $10,250 without the housing and the meals in that piece. So we know that's kind of a lot of money. Therefore, we work really, really hard to find programmatic support and fundraising. And although at this point, it's primarily supported by private donations and student fees, we do have scholarships available for students based on financial need. We work with an organization, a nonprofit called Strides, that provides some scholarship dollars for our students. And then we have 2 dedicated development workers in the College of Education and Human Development from the Texas A&M Foundation who work with donors to get endowed scholarship funds so that we can offer our students some financial help outside of the federal financial aid. And now for the fun stuff, eligibility. How do we make sure that the students are eligible, and who is eligible for our program? And to be ready for Aggie Achieve, you need to have completed high school and are no longer receiving support from the high school. Our students need to be between ages 18 and 27 at the time of entry to the program. So right now we are looking at students who will begin the program in the fall of 2023. So in August of 2023, the student needs to be between the ages of 18 and 27. Students must serve as their own legal guardian. There is a lot of paperwork to sign, a lot of decisions to be made at the college level, and students really need to be independent in order to take care of that. And then because we receive the TIPSID funding, our program has a focus on students who have a documented disability diagnosis of intellectual disability or autism. Receive and have received special education services in high school with an IEP. So those are the big bold ones. And then we also need our students to have a demonstrated ability to communicate. This doesn't have to be verbal speech. If someone uses an assistive communication device, that would be okay. But they need to have an ability to communicate reliably with staff, with faculty, and with mentors. Our students go to classes independently by themselves and need to be able to communicate with their peers as well as their instructors. Demonstrate ability to live independently and take care of daily functioning and basic support needs, such as toileting, hygiene, feeding, managing medications, those types of things. We look for a 3rd grade reading level and 3rd grade math level. Some other things that are really important is the ability to function independently for a sustained period of time. College classes are different than high school classes. They may fall more in a block format. So our classes might be 50 minutes or it might be 90 minutes, but you don't get to get up and walk out of class, out of a big lecture. You need to be able to sit and focus and pay attention for that amount of time and function independently on your own for hour blocks of time. We want our students to be able to demonstrate basic mathematics understanding and the ability to use a calculator. Really important. I feel like this is a bold one. The student needs to demonstrate the desire and motivation to complete a post-secondary education program. We know many of our students come from families who very much want their student to be at college, but the student has to want to be here too. This isn't just a place to come and hang out. It's a place to learn. We definitely expect all of our students to grow and to take part and to want to be here. So that desire and motivation to complete a post-secondary education program is what drives our students through the challenges that they have. Because I bet if you ask them, they all have encountered at least one day where it was hard to wake up and decide it was important to go to school, but they persevere and move through. And that only happens if our students have the desire and motivation to be here. Also, one of our key components is the desire to attain a job in inclusive employment setting after completing the program. We want our students to go out and work in jobs in their communities and not be in a sheltered workshop or a vocational center for the rest of their lives. We want our students to have jobs they enjoy, that they care about, that contribute to the community. Students need to demonstrate active participation through the application and interview process. We'll talk about it in a few minutes, but we now have a 2-day on-campus interview process that allows future students to really interact with a variety of people on campus, including current students, current faculty, our program staff, so that we get to know them better and see how they navigate here. Demonstrate sufficient emotional and independent stability to participate in all aspects of the Aggie Achieve coursework and campus environment. This is a big campus. Texas A&M has got a few students, 60,000 plus on campus. We have a main campus and a west campus. It's a big place to be, and it's really important that students are able to learn independence toward navigating this campus. Be able to handle and adapt to change, not get overly stressed when they receive an email that their class got canceled that day or got moved to a different location. Or sometimes people take a different role, or you have to work with a non-preferred job coach that day. We can't be having meltdowns in that situation. So really being able to handle and adapt to change. Have proof of insurance, of health insurance. It can be Medicaid or Medicare or private. Be able to independently self-minister and manage medication and specialized dietary needs. We do not have a nurse on our staff. Our students do have access to the Butyl Health Center and the pharmacy here, but we do not have someone who dispenses medication. So it's really important if a student has medical needs that they're able to manage those by themselves. So if you're thinking right now as a parent of an 8th or 9th grader, what can I be doing to get my student ready for college? Help them learn to self-manage hygiene routines, medication routines, those self-care strategies. And also big campus, pretty busy here. Buses, cars, trucks, motorized skateboards, bikes, all over the place. We have to have our students be able to navigate campus safely. And this includes crossing streets and parking lots by themselves. So our interview process, this is new. If you have been on prior Zooms with us or at prior open houses, we have some different steps with our multi-phase interview process, and our incoming freshmen are the first to go through this. Once our applications open and the admissions committee goes through them, the first round of interviews is a brief 15-minute Zoom interview with the applicant only. So we're just interviewing the applicant. Then from that Zoom interview, we select students to come to campus for a 2-day overnight interview process that includes an evaluation of independent living, time management, and behavioral regulation skills. We do give families notice and a list of places to stay. Lodging is not provided in that, but we do ask students and families, or at least one member from the family, to attend that on-campus interview. From the on-campus interview, final applicants must commit to attending a 2-week intensive summer experience on campus at Texas A&M prior to being officially admitted. This is a new piece this year. We will be running our summer experience from June 6th through 17th. It's the first time we have done it. Lodging is included in the summer experience registration fee. That summer fee this year was about $616. And so if you're thinking ahead, think around $600 for that, if the student would be invited to campus for that. At the culmination of the interview process, including that summer orientation, our faculty executive committee will make the ultimate determination of whether applicants are accepted. And this year, the notification of final acceptance is going to be in mid to late June, approximately June 17th. Our students will know if they are invited back for fall. So you probably saw the word in there, be evaluated, and evaluate sounds scary. What are we evaluating? Well, we talked a little bit about it in our admissions criteria. These top two are really of the utmost importance. This program is about our students. We have 16 phenomenal students here right now. We're about to have 22. And what makes these students phenomenal, what makes our two Matthews and our Seth that are on board with us today phenomenal, is their aspirations to attend college and to attain employment that they want to have. They have the motivation and drive to be here. And that's what makes our job special. It's what makes it necessary to provide the plans to get them from point A to point B in 4 years. So those are really, really important. The student has to want to be here. And then we do look at foundational reading and math skills. We said 3rd grade level approximately is what we test on. We do work with disability services heavily to provide accommodations. There are books on audio books for students to listen to for our textbooks. So there are accommodations, but you have to have some sort of foundational reading, math, and writing to be able to get along in a college class. We look at social skills. Is a student able to get along with others? Living in an apartment with 4 new people is different than living with your family, even if you have a large family. You need to be able to navigate social skills in your apartment setting, in your class settings, and in our Aggie Achieve seminar settings. Time management. Are you able to get yourself up and go to class? If you don't go to class, not such great things happen with your grades. Are you able to get to work on time? This is something that's really important. We are here to build employment skills. Employers, even internship employers, care if the student is on time. Are they able to meet deadlines with classes? Independent living skills, navigating hygiene, chores, and the things that make it possible for you to live on your own. Healthy relationship building. We want our students to have authentic friendships and have authentic relationships with their peers and those around them. And we work with them to do a healthy relationship seminar, but we want to see that students have some of those skills in place. And then navigation and safety skills, how they navigate campus, ride the bus, walk across streets. So this applicants who are invited to campus do engage in scenario-based simulation activities to demonstrate how they will perform in high stress situations like working up to a deadline, how they navigate riding the bus. We don't send them on the bus alone. We have staff and observers with them, but we give them those practice opportunities. And then this is new and being developed right now. Our annual evaluation process, graduate students and faculty in school psychology and counseling are going to conduct the annual assessment for students in our program to provide an independent evaluation report to the faculty executive committee to determine if each student is a continued fit for the program. And the evaluation is similar each year, but it varies slightly based on expectations of the year, depending on if we're looking at academics, independent living, social skills, and employment skills. The key for this right now, as it's in process of being developed, is that we're looking for our students to grow. If, as a parent of a college student, if my students stayed the same every year for 4 years and I was paying $10,000 a semester and she wasn't learning anything, I'd be concerned. We don't want this evaluation process to be thought of as something scary. It's thought of as getting value for your money that you're putting into the program and the effort that you're putting into the program. Students, you might not be the ones writing the check for $10,000 a semester to the program, but you are paying for the program with the time and effort that you put into it. And that is worth something too. And we want to see you gaining something from the program. So what does the admissions process look like for 2022-23? Our applications will be available on our website, or for 23-24, sorry. And the applications will be available on our website beginning October 1st. They will be due on our website by December 1st at 11:59 p.m. They're posted there and submitted electronically. There is a $30 application fee, and you do need to make sure to have at least 2 references that are reliable that we'll send in. We have an admissions committee, and we de-identify the applications so that they look at just the information about the student and instead of who the student is. They use rubrics to do this. Selected interview applicants will be invited to interview in the spring. Both the applicant and his or her family must participate in the on-campus interview process. We anticipate a cohort size for fall 2023 of 7 to 10 students. Our max is 10 students that we can accept, but depending on the fit of the group and the applicants that we have at that time and our staff capacity, we anticipate 7 to 10. So kind of a brief synopsis of that admissions timeline. October 1st, the applications are posted. December 1st, the applications are due. This, I put it as anticipated timeline because we are in program redesign right now, and this may shift slightly by a few weeks next year, depending on the committee's decision. What it looks like this year is March 1st, students received their invitations to interview, and early to mid-March, we had those Zoom interviews. Mid to late March, we notified our families and students if they were invited to on-campus, and then late March and early April, we had that 2-day on-campus interview experience. Shortly afterwards, we notified our students if they were invited to summer experience, and just a little over 2 weeks from now, we will be having our first summer experience for early to mid-June, and at the conclusion of that, students will receive their official acceptance notices. So that is our process for this year. Thinking future forward. We hope to continue to grow in staff and students and dollars to support our students. Our team at the Texas A&M Foundation works really hard to garner endowed scholarships to support our students, and we continue to grow, and everybody that we talk to, we are always seeking people that would enjoy supporting our students and the growth that they have. We would like to have students fully immersed and included in A&M campus. As Jamie alluded to, we have a catalog of Aggie Achieve courses. We want that catalog to grow, and we want to have more options and opportunities for our students. Making further connections to student organizations. So this year we had 16 students and we have over 1,000 student organizations. As we grow in students, we want to grow in connection to different student organizations and have more inclusive on and off campus employment opportunities. And finally, to expand post-secondary opportunities for students and families in Texas. And there are a few programs in Texas right now, but not enough. We would like to serve as example to help programs grow across the state. I'm gonna
So if
flip
you
it.
want some more resources, you could not apply, but you could go on to thinkcollege.net. We are not the only transition program, and there are plenty in the nation, and also, like Heather mentioned, several in Texas. And so if our program is not the right fit for you, or you feel like your student might need a little more support or more rigor, we recommend going to Think College to see the different options that your student has.
And this is just a map of all of the programs across the United States at this point. So there are programs other than Aggie Achieve. We happen to be partial to Aggie Achieve, but we do really encourage you to explore that website.
We have a peer organization, and in a few moments we'll have the president of Achievemates join us to speak a little bit about it. But I want to just kind of shed some light on what Aggie Achievemates is. Aggie Achieve students receive majority of their individualized support from A&M students who volunteer as Achievemates. And Achievemates are undergraduate and graduate students from across disciplines who establish these one-on-one relationships with our students. And so the whole mission of Achievemates is to facilitate natural inclusion and have natural friendships. And so we do this, each student has a circle of support. So if you look here at the picture, each color represents what we call a circle. Within the circle, each student has an academic mentor who helps them have good study habits and complete their assignments, a lunch and dinner partner who focuses on social skills and healthy eating, a wellness partner who encourages students to work out and have safe exercise habits, a daily planning partner who helps with organizing each student in their schedule. And then they have general members at large who just kind of help support through the different events. And so Achievemates are amazing. They're volunteer based. So they are not servants, so to speak, where they do everything for the students, but they are there to support and just be a really good natural friend so that our students can feel included on the college campus. And here are some pictures of different activities that our students have done with their Achievemates. And so it's really cool to watch these friendships bond. And I'm going to let some of our current students speak here in a minute about it before the Achievemate president hops on. But I think it's super cool to see how they, play volleyball together, attend football games, have banquets, have Halloween parties. They get to experience all the things that typical undergrad students get to experience with their friendships. And I don't know if Maddie is on yet, Heather. So I think this might be a really good opportunity, maybe for either Seth or Matthew to kind of speak about your experience with Aggie Achieve. Do one of you want to go first?
Yes.
So Matthew, do you want to share with us maybe like what your favorite thing about Aggie Achieve has been, your favorite thing you've done with your Achievemates, and just like how Aggie Achieve has impacted you?
The only what I really like about it is how I get to have a stronger bond with my Achievemates and how we go out to places, have coffee at a coffee house or Starbucks, and it really helps a lot for me to really like communicate and bond a lot more.
Awesome. Matthew P, do you want to share a little bit?
About Aggie Achieve? Well, I felt like me coming to college and me being Aggie Achieve has really helped me a lot because when I first met my Achievemates that I just got in my circle, I felt like I was gonna be really good friends with them, and I knew that I was gonna have a good relationship and do a lot of fun stuff at A&M. Like we used to like go out to eat, or we used to like just like listen to music, or like we would go to like a concert. And so it's just like there's a lot of just fun things you can do at A&M and just bond with other people and try and like get different interests. You can ask them like what their common interest is, and you can like combine what your interest is with them. And so it's just really cool that you can just do that at A&M and meet other people there. So I really loved Aggie Achieve a lot. So
Thank you. I love hearing that. Seth, do you want to share a little bit? I think Maddie just hopped on, so we'll let you share and then Maddie can do her presentation.
So what I really love about Aggie Achieve is that they really give you the opportunity to go out and explore and have some of the best experiences of your life. And throughout my experience of Aggie Achieve, I really got to make a lot more friends than I usually make. And what I also loved is that I got to create a big bond with friends that I made, and I also got to have new experiences, like going to college football games, going to outings with friends, and Aggie Achieve has honestly been one of the best experiences of my life, hands down.
Thank you, Seth. I love hearing that. And then Maddie, I think you're on if you want to do your presentation of Achievemates. And then Matthew and Seth, if you want to stay on a little bit, maybe people can ask you some
What's up,
questions about
Maddie?
the program.
Hey y'all.
Yeah, sure. I can stay a little longer.
Okay, cool. So I'm Maddie. I'm the outgoing president of Aggie Achievemates. You can go on to the next slide. All right, so Aggie Achievemates is a student organization on campus. So what we do is we pair all the Achieve students with a circle, as you can see here, and they just have different kinds of buddies to help them through their college experience. So Aggie Achievemates is a student organization dedicated to serving the Texas A&M community by advocating for inclusion and acceptance through establishing one-on-one relationships with Aggie Achieve students. So who are Aggie Achievemates? It's all the Aggie Achieve students and then current Texas A&M undergraduate and graduate students who are selected through a competitive and selective application process. We have everyone who joins our organization fill out an application so we can make sure that they're going to be a good fit and be a good friend to support our Achieve students. So this is what the circles of support look like that I kind of talked about earlier. So we have planning partners. I'm actually a planning partner in Christian Circle. So we meet once a week and I help him plan out his week, stay organized, and just make sure he's getting everything done that he needs to do that week. We have wellness partners who meet with their student once a week to do like a healthy exercise and encourage healthy lifestyle habits, all that good stuff. We have lunch and dinner buddies who meet with their student once a week to either cook a meal, go out to eat, and work on just healthy eating habits and social skills. We have members at large who are just there for extra support for our students. And we have academic mentors who meet with their student once a week to help encourage good study habits. So the goals of Aggie Achievemates are to foster and advocate for a community of inclusion and acceptance on campus in all aspects of student life, to enact change in the lives of Texas A&M students through one-on-one mutually benefiting relationships, and advance and support the goals and vision of the Achieve program through supplemental support and advocacy. Yeah, and that's about it. If you have any questions, I'm the outgoing president. So our new president, Millie Mayo, is about to take over, but you can email that email and ask her any questions, or check out our website, and all of our social media is also all Aggie Achievemates. So you can see all the fun social events that we do with our students. So yeah, thank y'all so much. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thanks so much, Maddie, for being here with us during your summer and for everything that you have done in the 2021-22 year to make this experience so great for our students. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It's been such a joy to work with all the students. So thank you.
Let's see, we just have a few more slides and then we're going to open everything up for questions and answers. So campus visits Aggie Achieve does not currently offer tours of our program because truly our program is part of campus. Our students access classes on campus with their degree-seeking Aggie peers. We live on campus. They work on campus. The campus is their home. So the best way to see our Aggie Achieve students' home and everything that future Aggie Achieve students could be included in is to go on the campus tour with other prospective Aggies, and you can register for that online. Also, you can schedule a tour of the White Creek apartments specifically because that is the dormitory that our students live in during their first 2 years. And you can schedule a specific White Creek apartment tour through Residence Life. And that would help students see what life might look like if this program sounds good to you and you're kind of curious about what it might feel like to be on campus. We really highly suggest coming to campus and going on the tours. If you have questions that you think of after today, please visit our website, email our Aggie Achieve email, and we have social media accounts that are pretty darn active at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're easy to get a hold of and pretty visible. So definitely ask questions or reach out if you think of something after this presentation. But now we are going to actually open it up for some questions. And also, if any of our current Aggie Achieve students have something that you didn't get to share about what you love about being here, maybe classes or something about your job that you've really enjoyed, like something cool you've gotten to try, I am fairly certain our guests would love to hear from you because you are the ones who are making this program great.
I have a question. I'm just wondering, is there a program at A&M that's kind of similar to Aggie Achieve where a student that has intellectual disabilities can earn a degree versus a certificate?
So there's not a similar degree seeking option on campus right now. Let's see, I saw a question in chat about, do the Achievemates change from year to year?
That was
Because
something I was about to answer in the chat, but I can go ahead and tag in here, Heather, if you want.
perfect, thank you.
No problem. So Aggie Achievemates is a volunteer organization. And so what that means is that these are typical undergraduate students who come and volunteer with our students. What that means is they could change from year to year. Typically they don't. Typically what happens is if they form a really good friendship with one of our students, they stay with them until they graduate. Now, because they are also in college, you know, sometimes they do graduate and then students get new paired roles. So it really just kind of depends on the circle. But the mission and the goal is to keep them as consistent as possible. However, just like you and I, sometimes friends don't mesh. Sometimes we think we're friends with someone and then we realize, you know what, maybe this friendship really doesn't work for us. And so then Achievemates do have that option to move into a different circle. But the goal is that they're paired with a student who they will really click and connect with. And then Matthew P, maybe, or Seth, maybe y'all can share a little bit about how that practically works. Like, have y'all had a lot of different Achievemates from year to year? I know, Seth, you don't know that yet, but maybe Matthew, do you have Achievemates who have stayed with you, or do they change a lot?
Well, like it depending on like if they're gonna be in a different circle, because most of them like they do is they either stay with your circle or they move to another circle and be like that person's like lunch and dinner buddy, or be like their like a like lunch and dinner, or like planning partner, or like or whatever. And so most of the time for me, I must have like a teammate who like stay with me, or have to be with someone else because their teammates are like doing something else, you know. So it just depending on like how like what the teammate student is too. So
Thank you for sharing. Matthew, have you had a similar experience?
I have, yes. I've had people that have changed in my circle from time to time. Like some they go to a different circle, and sometimes they ask me questions if they want to stay with me or go or move on to somewhere else. So I pretty much answer all of their questions about what they want to do.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. So it sounds like it really just kind of depends on the achievement. Hopefully that answered your question, David. I hope that answered. And then for the question about the future program planning, where it could be a day program, no, that's not something that we offer. And I don't think that's something that we would be changing in the future. Heather, maybe you can speak to that a little bit. But the goal of our program is to prepare students to be independent. And so that includes the whole experience where they're living on campus, where they're attending these classes and really getting that immersive college environment. If you're looking for a program that's more of a day program, I do recommend going on to thinkcollege.net. There are so many different options, and maybe there's one that aligns more with what your student needs.
Yes, and part of our mission and really our mission and vision for the program is that fully inclusive and immersive college setting. And I don't foresee at this point our vision and mission changing for our program right now. Any other questions?
I had a question about the summer, the 2-week summer. I know that you guys probably don't know when it will be exactly in 2023. The only reason I'm asking is my son is having the opportunity to get to do a short European trip. And we were just trying to figure out, in the event that he was accepted, when we could have him go on that. So is it always going to be in June, or you just don't know?
The plan at this point is for it to be in June. However, this is the first time that we are doing this program, and we are currently working on program redesign with the faculty executive committee. And so I'm not able to answer that question today.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It's just, we're big planners, so we are trying to figure this all out very early.
Okay.
I had a question in regards, I understand that it's not a college degree, that opportunity is not in this program. Correct. And I know it is a new program as well, but I'm just curious, when people finish this program, I know everything is about getting them acclimated and ready to work in the workforce and those types of things, but without an actual college degree, do you think this is, how close is it at equivalent, I guess, is the certificate, or do you think it's going to be good enough to get them into the jobs, I guess is my question.
So this program is designed to get students a job that they enjoy, that is in the competitive employment setting. It is not designed to compete with a bachelor's degree program, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, somewhat in my roundabout way, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
This program is among the first of its kind to offer the opportunity for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities to have the opportunity to participate in a 4-year college experience. And it ends with a certificate for us. If a student is interested and has the academic ability to go get that bachelor's degree or that associate's degree, we highly encourage students to do that piece if that's more suitable for them. This program is really designed to be holistic and prepare our students in it for employment and for life beyond the 4-year experience here.
Yeah, we have just a different kind of a situation. Academically, I think she can do it. It's just intellectual is not the problem, but she would need all of the other things that you incorporate in your program. So,
So you may want to explore the Think College options just to see if there's something else that's a more suitable fit.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to touch a little bit on what we're discussing in the chat about accepting transfer students with some college credits. So our students take college classes for 0 credit. Therefore, if we do encourage for that student to apply. However, their credits won't really necessarily matter because Achieve students take classes for 0 credit. And so that credit's not really going to apply towards Aggie Achieve. If they are a transfer student from a different university, they can certainly still apply, but they are still going to have to undergo the summer experience and enter the program as a freshman.
Does anyone have any questions for our 3 student reps while they are still on?
I don't think so.
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You have anything else to tell them? Okay. Thank you for getting up this morning and for being on here early with your cheerful
You're
faces.
welcome.
You're welcome.
It's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like 2 months since you've walked into my office.
Oh, wait, there was a question, but it got sent to my direct message for our students. Someone asked, what was the hardest thing to get used to?
Probably everything, to be honest. Probably just like campus wise and this bus and probably just like getting to classes and all that stuff. But like once I actually like got a feel of like what college is and was there for like a while, then I got used to like where everything was because I had friends who like showed me places and like knew where everything was. So I felt better whenever they were showing me places and like I had the chance to look at where I'm going and have like a map to tour me, and it was just like really cool. So
Seth, what was the biggest, you're the newest entry to our program. What was the biggest difference moving to Texas A&M, or the biggest challenge for you about being a freshman?
Oh man.
That's a hard one. I'm sorry, put you on this.
It's okay. It's okay. You said, well, what was the biggest challenge?
Yeah, what was your biggest challenge this year as a freshman?
Probably attendance was one of my biggest challenges because when it came to having to go to class on your own, I wasn't used to getting up and going to classes on my own because of course I was always used to being driven to school and all that stuff. But it definitely was a challenge for me to have to go to class on my own. But so far I've gotten used to it little by little.
That's great. Thank you, Seth.
You're welcome.
I'm noticing some questions in chat about the independent living piece. And so as I presented in the slides today, from this year forward, years 1 and 2 will be living on campus, and years 3 and 4 will be living off campus. Our 3rd year students this year still lived on campus. This is a new change that the university brought to us mid-year this year to prepare for next year. So we have not had our students living off campus yet. So our 2 Matthews that are on the screen right now are going to be among our pioneers living off campus. I don't know if you have anything to say about, are you excited, nervous, or both about moving?
Well, mostly I am very excited to live off campus because just one, I feel like I'll have a more bigger space and more like a bigger environment that I can get used to. and two, I'm kind of nervous because it's just something new to me, like just being off campus, because I'm always used to being on campus, living at White Creek for like 2 years, and like having everything like so close to me. But when I live at Park West, like a lot of the places are gonna be a little bit farther, so I have to like take a bus over there, and so
So time management is going to be really important that you
yeah,
learn those
it's gonna
skills,
be
right?
that's probably gonna be the one of the toughest things, because living on campus and having the time management is kind of hard, because just like it's just you're gonna have to wake up like at least like 30 minutes before like your classes are like starts, and you have to like walk over there, or you have to take the bus, and so
Matthew C., what do you think about moving to Park West?
I am really excited about it as well. When I went to I know where Park West is. I pass by it a lot, and
yeah,
it's a really nice complex as well. There's Berkshire Brothers nearby that is easy to go to every now and then to get some stuff, and I'm really looking forward to moving to Park West.
And Butcher Brothers is very handy because like you can just go there, you can just walk over there and get your groceries, and then just come back
Yeah,
to your apartment, instead of having to like go to like HEB
yeah.
and trying to get like stuff that you want. So
So I see in the chat some questions about employment internship experiences, what types we offer, and our job developer is on here. So if Kelsey would like to talk about some of the internship experiences that we currently have, and we are always working to build new partners.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just typing a response in the chat. But so we have an array of internships on and off campus, but it's really an individualized process where I meet with the students and we discuss, their desires and their goals and their skills, and we match it very independently. So it's really up to the student and what they want to pursue.
But even without that degree, students are still going to be connected with meaningful employment. So even though they're not earning a degree in the program, Kelsey's our job developer. So her entire job description is to find students those meaningful internship sites like she's speaking about. And so even without that degree, we are here to support them in finding a employment opportunity upon graduation. And so that is one of our outcomes that we're seeking. And so when we're looking at an ideal candidate, we're looking for a student who has a vision on the kind of job that they want, not just job, but like what field do they want to work in? So we can, through the person-centered planning process that I was speaking about earlier, identify courses and internships that align to that. And then from there, we help them through the process throughout the 4 years. And so David, that kind of answers your question about why we're seeking applicants who are willing to commit to 4 years. Is because throughout that 4-year process, we're forming them. So in their first 2 years, they're taking their academic courses that help prepare them. And then in their last 2 years, it's 100% employment driven. They still have seminars, they still go to classes, but the heavy focus is on employment. Therefore, by the time they graduate, they've received the support that they need to be successful in a work site. So although they're not earning that degree, our mission of our program is to provide that meaningful employment and also meaningful independent living. And so that is why we in the university have made the decision to have students live off campus in their last 2 years, so that while they're living off campus, they're also working on those employment skills.
Thank you.
One really kind of neat, I know we told you could go, students, but Matthew C., you've had some growing experiences through the years, and as you have gotten towards senior year, could you tell us about 1 or 2 of your internships and how they relate to your interests? That might help our guests.
Yes, I will. I worked as a TA in a film analysis class with Dr. Sims during my junior year, and then I moved to as a production assistant in the theater company in Bryan College Station.
And that is the interesting piece about this, Matthew. What is your career interest? Tell them a tiny bit about your ultimate goals.
My ultimate goal is being a filmmaker as well, since it really has been my interest ever since high school and middle school.
And you not only do the film piece, but you write scripts too, correct?
I do, yes.
And Matthew Phillips, I see you stuck around too a little bit. Can you tell us about a couple of your job experiences since you've had multiple and how they and how you like them?
Well, my freshman year throughout my like sophomore year, I was at my freshman year I was at the hotel and I was a bellman, so I used to like take up people's like luggage to other people's rooms and I would like open doors for everybody from the cars, and I will like if someone needed help to like do something, I would like go help them. And then the other place I used to work at was the rec, and I was a fitness attendant, and I would sit at like a desk on the third floor, and I would check into people's workout classes like Zumba and Body Blaster and all those classes, and so that's where I was.
And do you have an interest in the fitness industry or sports industry?
What I want to do is after college is I want to do something sports industry and try and like be like I want to work for a basketball team or like work for like a baseball team when I grow up.
And Seth, I know you are early in your career, but could you tell us a tiny bit about what your career focus is or what you want types of jobs you want to have?
So I want to have a job that deals with technology, and my career that I have had a lot of interest in is cybersecurity, because cybersecurity came to my interest when I was in high school. At first I wanted to be a surgeon, but then I decided to rethink my career and try to go for cybersecurity, especially because technology keeps improving, and I want to have a job that deals with technology, and I feel like cybersecurity can be the best fit for me.
Thanks, Seth.
You're welcome.
Seth, I think you just answered the question in the chat about what is the focus. So Matthew, they're asking, so like Seth just shared how his goal is to work somewhere with technology that mirrors cybersecurity. So Matthew, what would you say that you are focusing on getting a job in after you graduate?
I am most likely to get work in entertainment pretty soon after A&M.
Probably for me, probably after A&M, it's probably gonna be working in like the sports industry. So and trying like do something with sports.
Thank you guys for sharing. I know it's your summer, so I want to respect that. So if you guys want to hop off, y'all can go ahead and then we can stay on and take any further questions. But we appreciate you three for being on today and sharing your experiences about Aggie Achieve. Y'all are awesome, and we miss you guys.
Thank you.
Miss you too, Jamie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And we can continue taking questions. I just wanted to respect the fact that they are on summer vacation.
And if there are not questions, you can feel free to exit and enjoy your Friday. If something comes up, you can definitely reach us at Aggie ACHIEVE at tamu.edu. If something comes up in your mind this weekend or next week. Our big dates are October 1st and December 1st for applications for the following year. So
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. Have a great Friday.
You as well.
So yes, our students are enrolled as a student at Texas A&M. So we follow the academic calendar that Texas A&M has posted. Samuel, I got a chat from you in my private messages that just says, I have a question. Could you clarify what your question is?
Yes. I never been to that college camp before, and I'm just hoping it's helping me to get ready for a future. My dream goal is to become a famous cartoonist. Like I can mix technology and art at the same time.
What a fun career goal.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm not super smart. Like there's things that I don't know. Like I don't know what the definition of this or that. That's just my problem.
Well, that's okay. Sometimes we all struggle with that. And you know what? The fact that you just advocated is a really great step. So I recommend continue to advocate for yourself. And it's really awesome that you came on today. We enjoy hearing about you, and we hope that maybe one day you can apply so we can help provide you with the appropriate accommodations to be successful in a program.
Thank you. I'm glad I came on.
We're glad you came on too. We tell our students every day while they are here, if all of us knew everything already, we wouldn't need a college program. And we want to equip you to be a lifelong learner, to keep learning even after our students get certificates. We want them to keep learning and growing in your career, because it'd be pretty boring to stay the same forever.
Thanks.
Someone direct messaged me, when can I expect the replay to be emailed to me? So I think they're requesting the recording. We have some other additional meetings this afternoon, but as soon as we're done with those, we can upload the link to our YouTube channel, and then it should be on by Monday or Tuesday at the latest.
Yeah, I would say Monday or Tuesday at the latest. It takes a while for the recording to populate back to us and then to load it to the channel.
So you're direct messaging me so no one else can see it. If y'all could put questions in the main chat, that would be so much easier. Our YouTube channel, I will link it here shortly. And as far as if a student's not sure of their career path, it looks like Kelsey answered that. We work with the student on that. So that's totally normal, not just for our students, but for any typical undergraduate student to not know exactly what they want. We're just looking to see, do they have a desire to work, and not the parents' desire, but the student's desire. Do they have a desire to have a meaningful job one day?
Are you seeing any more in chat, Jamie, or do you think we're good?
I'm trying to find the YouTube channel. Hold on a second. Okay. I don't see any more in chat. I just linked the YouTube channel in the chat bar. So for the person who asked about the replay, it also has all of our past open houses. This is the most current information though. So if you do watch a previous open house, the information that we went over today is slightly different. Because like we mentioned, we're going through a program redesign. So please refer to this information, not information from previous open houses.
And the information on our website will always be the most current, as far as all of the eligibility criteria that I talked about today, our program costs, those things are all on our website. So you should be able to find those. If you're curious or want to think about it before that recording goes back up, you can access that on the website. Okay, if there's no further questions.
I think Patsy had a question earlier that I had referred her to the Q&A session about someone turning 18 in June, or like after they come to summer experience, and if that would be allowed. So Patsy, if you want to stay on for a couple minutes, we can talk to you. We have a very brief time slot that we're available, but we'd be willing to talk to you about that in detail a little bit more.
I'm not sure that was me. I had the question about the homeschool, but
Oh, okay.
I think it was
Sorry.
somebody else about a June birthday, because
Yes, I'm sorry, Tanya. Sorry. Y'all's names were right on top of each other. I
that's
apologize.
okay. That's okay.
And I think I answered your homeschool in chat.
Yeah, just I know that we're trying to work with the local school districts about some of that testing that you guys require. And if not, I'm guessing that we can seek that outside of the school.
Yes.
But my son has mosaic Down syndrome, so he does have a diagnosis, but he was in private school till 8th grade, and for high school, he's been doing like a homeschool pod. So
Okay.
anyway, but he is super excited about the thought of this. So we're excited. Anyway, but I'll let you talk to Kelsey about the June or the under 18.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. I think she got off the Zoom. It's my fault. I got y'all mixed up. Y'all's chats were right on top of each other. But yeah, we really encourage you to get that testing done and get those that paperwork done so that your student will be eligible to apply for Aggie Achieve. And we look forward to seeing their application. Are there any other additional questions from anyone? If not, then y'all could go ahead and get off the Zoom. And it was a pleasure getting to speak with you guys today.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.